Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome, everyone. This is Marie Antoinette Wade here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show, where we cover over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles. And we are available on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. You can also stream our show on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. We are in your favorite streaming channel. Anyway, today I have an amazing guest for you. And he is Dr. Kenan Williams. Dr. Kenan, welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that introduction. Hello, everyone.
So Dr. Kenan is someone that I met at the ServX event with Manny Lopez, and he is the one that I am so excited to learn more about. So Dr. Kenan, where are you calling from?
Today, I'm calling from Orangeburg, South Carolina, from our office, our location here.
Okay, and I see that you have this backdrop that it says Proactive Realty Group. Is that the company that you're running right now?
Yes, the Proactive Realty Group, and under that company, we have flighttosafety.com and our main company, proactivefunds.com.
Okay, well, Dr. Kenan, can you give us a little bit more about your background, how it all started for you?
Yes, ma'am. So, Dr. Kenan Van Williams, my degree is in psychology. One of the first questions I always get from people are, what is your degree in? It is in psychology. I have a doctorate degree in general psych. Background, I come from Oakland, Bay Area, Oakland, California. Raised primarily in Oakland border Berkeley, and went to school in Berkeley. And growing up, life has some challenges. And my, mom was a young mother, not the most stable. As a result of that, I was able to benefit from some social impact, part of my mission. My aunt had Section 8 apartment in Berkeley, California on the waterfront across the street from James Kinney Park. And I was able to benefit from a lot of the social service programs that they had at that time. And so that would kind of propel my mission for social impact.
Okay, and so when did this start?
So I've been in real estate. This is my 26th year. I started real estate April 1999. The Social Impact Fund, we began August of 2019. We formally started our Social Impact Affordable Housing Fund, which is a Reg D 506C fund for accredited investors. And we just rolled out a Reg CF offering for non-accredited investors, so to democratize the process so they can invest alongside us and reap some of the benefits as well in the impact.
Wow. So you said you have how many years in real estate? 20?
This will be my 26th year. 26
years. That's a lot of years. So what was the motivation for you to even get into the real estate?
Well, growing up, as I said, having experienced some social impact and seeing, what happens if you're not financially stable. I've always had a passion for business, for entrepreneurship. And I started out as, just doing entrepreneurship, and then it quickly developed into social entrepreneurship once I graduated college. And just real estate is one of those assets that rarely goes to zero. So no matter what the market is doing, we always need a roof over our head.
So can you share a story where you've made such an impact to someone else's life during the time that you were doing it in the beginning of your career?
Oh God, wow. Which story? So yes, we've been able to provide housing that's quality, affordable, and revitalized, renovated. I had one lady who was a bus driver who had 3 kids, and they came from a domestic violence situation and were previously unhoused in the Bay Area. And I was an individual myself. I wasn't Proactive Realty Group, and we were able to get them housing and get them into a safe, private, located place through an organization called Building Futures with Women and Children out of San Leandro, California. And I'd say that would have to be one of my most impactful events that I recall, is being able to provide housing. She had previous evictions due to the domestic violence.
Wow.
And also, once she was free from that domestic violence, she moved to a place and the landlord would not fix anything. And so her options were, do I continue to live here and subject my kids to mold and disrepair, or do I save my money and move to another place? And in the midst of all of that, the spouse that she was with previously, found her, and we got a call, and the social worker was just asking, like, hey, it needs to be a private placement. And I explained to her that, even as a psychologist, that, we have privacy mandates just, by trade. So we were able to work with that family and get them housing. They're now thriving. And this was back in 2017. And she recently reached out to me from a LinkedIn post that she saw, and just called and was just like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. And thank you, Mr. Williams. You were able to help us become stable and successful.
Wow, that is amazing, Dr. Karen. Now, can you give us more information about your educational background? Because you have is it a PhD that you have? Okay.
Yes.
And what is a PhD?
So my major was psychology.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is something that we need to know about psychology? And I know that you mastered on this, or it's a doctorate degree. So what is something that we need to know about it for people that are also, maybe thinking of getting into psychology?
That it's very rewarding, the psychology, the social services, the helping field. However, it's very important to take care of oneself. If you decide you want to go into the psychology field, I can't tell you how important it is to have a high level of self-care. Because in psychology, whether it be psychology, social work, social services, you're kind of absorbing, just think of it as a sponge. You're kind of absorbing all of these things from people and events and situations, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So self-care would be my number one factor, and have some sense of normalcy that, how do you center and meditate each day and maintain a strong peace of mind.
Okay, so when you finish school, you didn't think that you want to concentrate on being a psychologist instead of real estate? I mean, I'm trying to figure out the connection between the two.
Yes, ma'am. So, and great question. I believe it or not, I get that question asked more often than not. They're like, well, you wasted your degree. And so I says, no, we're a social impact fund. So all during school, I owned real estate, whether it be a fourplex, a sixplex, a duplex, single family, multifamily, had never gotten to the manufactured home space. And at some point, I guess we'll talk about that. And so for me, I'm using my psychology degree more than I even think I would have used it in any other profession. Like, I've worked in psychiatric. I used to work at John George Psychiatric Pavilion in the Bay Area, which is a locked psychiatric ward. I mean, serious mental health. I worked at San Francisco General before. I worked through a registry, and they'd send me to different sites. So I worked a lot of locked psychs, locked psychiatric, and I've also worked private psych where people have private insurance and the doors aren't locked for some of those places. I use my psychology degree every day in working with residents, understanding their needs, and training all of our staff and our managers, going to different sites, seeing what the needs are, working with social services. Like, Proactive does an extensive amount of second chance housing. So in doing that, I interact with different social workers programs to find out what those programs are about, who is the population that they serve, and how can we serve these populations along with them.
Wow, that's very impressive, because I understand how you have to effectively communicate with the people that you surround with, and with your PhD in psychology, you make it more powerful for you in regards to working with other people. So I think it's a great experience, and in educational background that you have. which, makes you very unique among everybody else that are in real estate industry, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes, yes, Marie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take a commercial break. And in our next segment, I want to dive into your PhD psychology experience and how you use that in real estate. I want to have more specifics on it, if that's all right with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, for everyone else out there who is watching our show or listening to our show, please don't go away. We will be right back. And this is the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.